Hi, welcome to my survival challenge. I'm going to do a 24-hour survival challenge with 3 items that you guys have chosen for me. They're very strange items, so I'll show those ones to you later. But for now, let's just go for a walk and see what we can find along the way. So I'm going to try and collect some kindling and things along the way. We've got a banksia tree here. So these pods make quite good kindling for a fire, so I'm going to take a few of these with me. You do not want to get bitten by one of these. I'm also looking for a plant that I know can be really good for starting a fire with a bow drill. There are some out here, but they don't have the stalk on them, which I need for the bow drill. You can maybe see it out here. So I found a bunch of grass trees here together. There's a huge stalk on this one. That is the stalk from the grass tree, so we need one of those. That one is huge, but it's way too high for me. So that stalk actually grows a flower on the end, and that's the flower of the grass tree. There's a nice stalk just there that's not too far off the path. It is a bit grassy though, so I'm a bit worried about snakes, especially with no shoes on. Top of the flower of that one has already fallen off. They break off really straight. That's the flower, but it's very wet. So I've just come back in from the beach a little bit because it is too windy out there at the moment. Got a nice big pandanus with a lot of shade underneath. The sun's over there at the moment and it should be heading across that way, so I should have a lot of shade for most of the day. Pandanus are pretty good for providing shade, they're pretty dense. And they've also got a few other uses as well, which I might get to show you if I've got enough time in this 24-hour period. I'll sit up here and show you some items. So I would first like to say thank you very much to Doctor Who 2027, who suggested 3 very creative survival items for me to use on this challenge. Here we go. We have got eco-friendly shampoo. Then we have a candle. And last but not least, a wetsuit. Really cool find from the op shop. Let's see what we can do with those 3 items. But first, I'm going to go for a walk on the beach and explore my surroundings a little bit and see if there's anything useful we can find out there. Let's go! A wallaby track and a kangaroo track. Little wallaby, big kangaroo. There's a whole bunch of rubbish up here. So I found a really big pile of rubbish, which is a bit disappointing, but I guess somebody did a beach cleanup and left it behind. This is actually like treasure for a survival situation. It's not great that there's so much rubbish, but some of this can be useful. Some weird stuff. Some rope. Plastic bottles. Container full of rainwater. That's pretty lucky. It's a small coconut. Ah, it's already got a hole in it. So I just poured the water into this bottle container to carry things around with, and I've collected some rocks. So first I kind of need something that I can cut with. I'm going to use this glass from the candle, and I can then make some sort of a blade. Wrap this in the wetsuit so it doesn't go everywhere. Get my big rock. I need to put a rock underneath to make it a bit harder. Otherwise it's just going to go into the sand, isn't it? Sounds like that was a success. don't think I'll be wearing this wetsuit anytime soon. I don't know if this is gonna work. Let's try it out. Be careful not to cut myself here. Nice. This is the latest footwear fashion, everybody. Boot number 2, ready to go. Tuck it in to my pants. Give the end a little bit of a fold over. Now I'm ready to do some real bush bashing. I'm gonna go find a stick that I can use for my bow drill, and a top piece for my spindle. I managed to collect these, but I've collected some thin ones that I can use as my spindle and some thicker ones for my baseboard. I've already found that rope. I was going to use the seam of the wetsuit, but lucky I didn't have to do that. So now I'm gonna go see if I can find those few extra items that I'm missing. Let's go! My shoes are very spongy underneath. Any bow-shaped sticks? So I've got some pumice stone that I can use as the top piece. I've got this like sandpapery rock that I can use to kind of work a bit of a divot into there. This that I found for my bow. Rope can also use for the bow. Let's get started. Pumice is actually really soft, so it's pretty easy to get a nice divot in there. Hopefully that's deep enough to hold my spindle in place. So this piece is going to be my spindle, but I need to be able to cut it, so I have to make some sort of a sharp object with these rocks. It's getting a little bit sharp. Oh! Well, that can happen too, I guess. Well, this is the best piece I've got, so I'm gonna try that one. It's lucky these stalks are so soft. Just rounding out the edges a little bit. Same with the other side. Should stay in there. So this piece will be my baseboard, but I need a flat edge, so I'm going to try and split it in half. I can now use this as my baseboard. So I'm just going to make a bit of a divot in here as well that my spindle can find its way into. So as you can see, the middle is a bit hollow. There's like some fibre in there, but the edges are solid. Should be okay. The most important part of a bow drill is to make a little notch in the side so that the oxygen can get in and your little ember can fall through that gap. Wish me luck. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try and make a sharp edge with this aluminium by kind of seeing if I can split this side and then maybe like folding it and tearing it. See if that works. Finally! Bit of an angle. Ooh. Good enough, eh? Now all that's left is we have to make our bow and then go and collect some kindling. Here's my bow. Slip that onto the end. Oop, I've got a spider friend. No, this cannot be your home. Well, I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. We want to tie that around that end, but we need to make sure that we have enough slack. Twist our... Not entirely sure how I'm going to tie this off. As long as it stays, that's the main thing. I want it to be a little bit adjustable. That'll probably do it, I reckon. Oh no! I thought that one would be good, but it's quite wet. But it does have a lot of fibre inside. It's just too soft. There are plenty of pandanus trees around, but whether I can find one that has a nice dry branch is a different story. There's quite a few around here. It's very wet inside. Too much rain lately. I'm going to take this piece that I found. It's quite dry. Maybe it can be good. Everything is so wet. No. Oh well, I've got this one piece. It's better than none. Aww. It's dried up. I've got my spindle, my top piece, a bit of pandanus leaf underneath here to catch my ember. Hopefully I can make one of those. My bow, and then I've got some tinder here, some dried grass, my piece of pandanus that I just collected, some banksia pods, and a tiny bit of paper bark here. Best to put the hair up for this one because we're about to do some strenuous activity. First we put this in here. Get into a nice stable position. I feel like I need a bit more sand under here. It's not really straight, you know? You know what I mean?
One hour later. Three weeks later. One eternity later.
So this is my ember. I've been feeding it with some of the fibre from inside this. This ember to get nice and big. Ooh. I need a nap after that. I am probably going to let these twigs and things go out and just keep the pandanus smouldering for a few hours because I don't actually need the fire right now. Gonna go for a bit of a walk and see if I can find something to eat because I'm quite hungry, and hope that this pandanus keeps smouldering. Some pink anemones, look at those. They are so small, look at the size of them. That's my finger. Look at that little one. It's tiny. I hope it's a good one. That would be a really nice treat. I'm looking for a young pandanus. There's heaps of big pandanus around, but the young ones are a bit easier. You can actually eat the inside. Too big. So there's a couple of small pandanus here that hopefully might have some nutrients in there for me. Ow. I would be able to get a couple of the bigger ones if I had like a machete or something, but this is survival style, so no weapons allowed. Right, let's see if I can get it. It's a bit dirty, but definitely still edible. Tastes kind of like cabbage. Well, now I've got some food for tonight. Just gonna go wash them in the ocean and take them back to camp. Pretty clean. I have a neighbour. It's not in the pandanus tree that I'm sleeping underneath. So pretty. Maybe I should go and check my tree for snakes now. Just kidding. I'm not really worried about the pythons because they're not venomous. I might wake up with one on top of me, but we can keep each other warm. Okay, I'm back here at camp. I've got some dinner. It's going to be these pandanus leaves, some pippies, and maybe a coconut if it's any good and if I can get it open. I should probably get some fuel on that fire, and I need to work on getting my bed ready. Okay, so I'm going to make a bit of a sleeping spot here, and I'm going to go and get some dry soft sand because this sand is quite wet and hard, and I don't have a lot of other things that I can use as a soft sleeping bed. I'm not sure if soft sand is going to cut it, but that is what I have in abundance in this area. Okay, I think that's enough sand for now. At least it's a nice dry layer on top of the kind of damp sand. It's not supposed to rain tonight, so I'm not really too concerned about that. If it does happen to sprinkle, on the very off chance that that would happen, this pandanus canopy should definitely keep me dry from that. Okay, so I'm going to try and make some candles now for my light for my campsite using these Banksia pods. I'm going to dip them in some melted candle wax and hopefully that keeps them alight for a while. But first maybe I should open that coconut. Right, I'm going to just give this a go, whacking it with the rock. I'm just going to try and loosen the fibres with this. Get in there. Oh no! No! It was too good to be true. It was growing a tree! I presume that means the milk inside is not going to be good. There is no milk inside. I should have shaken it before I started putting in effort to open it to see if there was any liquid inside. Oh, look at that! Is that edible? Doesn't smell too bad. I don't know about this. I've never seen one like this before. And now we wait. So dinner tonight, without coconut, these 3 clams and this pandanus leaf bouquet. I think I'm going to be pretty hungry. Ta-da! One flame turned into like my pippies are ready, my leaves are still leaves. I'm gonna eat some dinner and then I'm gonna jump in my jacket and go to sleep because my camera is struggling a little bit with the light. I'll see you in the morning. Well guys, damn tree. I had a terrible sleep, as you can probably imagine. The only positive of being up all night is that I kind of just kept on feeding the fire. My insulated sockies kind of kept my feet a little bit warm, so that was a positive. Yeah, lots of bugs around. I had to use my hat to cover my face, but it's a new day and I'm surviving. I'm surviving here. I'm gonna, I think, make a tea with some nice sweet juices in there. My little wetsuit sockies were pretty good. I just scrunched them up and velcroed the ends together so that no cold air would get in. My bottle of rainwater. Even though that's rainwater, I'm still going to boil it because I just don't trust it too much. I'm going to go find something sweet to put in my tea to make this water a little bit nicer. These wetsuit socks are actually pretty comfortable to walk around in. I'm looking for Something for my tea, like these. This one has a bit of a sweeter smell. Hey birds. Got some noisy birds here. They're so weird looking, these birds. My water's been boiling for a while now, so I think it's time to dip some sweetness in there. And hopefully that makes it nice and tasty. Look at that. Tastes a little bit sweet. I think the pot maybe still has some shampoo in there. Well, the survival challenge is slowly coming to an end. My plane is due to come and pick me up. I do have one more thing that I need to do to get that plane to come and pick me up using one of these survival items. If you've got a suggestion for which 3 items I should use in my next survival challenge, please leave a comment below suggesting those 3 items. All right. Very sharp. Be careful. Okay.